Well, I need to work on, of course, a little dark in here, on my little jigs for making my sheet metal pieces, but I woke up to this morning. So first I got to go wake up the plow truck and plow this because we're supposed to go back below zero tonight. And Fahrenheit, that is. Yeah, well, more later. Okay, well, here's what me and my friend were making over at his house with a plasma cutter. These are, I'm not sure what you want to call them, but templates or dies or clamps or all of the above. Anyway, I made them in the shape. When I get things close and they're all kind of warped, I can clamp them into this mount and flatten them out. So yeah, I had to drill a lot of 1/4-inch holes to make these up, and a lot of grinding to make them smooth and follow the contour relatively close. They don't have to be perfect, I don't think. I spent probably too much time into them is what they're worth, but I think they're going to help in the end result and have a better product when you're done. But we'll give them a try here. So right now I've got it clamped, the lower part clamped. I just finished that one. This one's done for the upper part. So we'll grab another piece of steel, and this is my original one I've been working on. Yeah. Oh man, I'm tired from snow plowing all day, and it looks like I have to snow plow tomorrow. It's snowing hard again. But anyway, we'll put these into action. Well, I'm going to chop this old race car frame up a little more. I got to tear that front suspension apart, but I just want to bring in that part. This all is going to get scrapped anyway. Happen to have the plow truck backed up over here because I've been plowing until I can't stand it any longer for the last 2 weeks. We've had just about 2 feet of snow, and I'm on my 4th plowing, and I see it starting to snow again. You know, some of us just get fed up with it after 7 months worth. Unfortunately, I can't afford to be a snowbird like a lot of other people around here. I just have to take it out on this frame. Still be air in the line. Sure, why not? Happy now? Welcome to my life. Ah, I guess nothing's gonna go right today or tomorrow. We at least get through this job. That's all I wanted to do. More later. Okay, this is the piece I cut off the front of the frame for the old race car. I'm just taking it apart right now. And I'm going to end up making this into a jig. I'll show you how I'm going to do it to set up my suspension geometry to correct some of the problems that the original car had, and better ways of setting up the suspension. But just to maybe fill in a few of you people out there who might be wondering about what's been going on up here in Alaska with the coronavirus. Well, I went to the store the other day, and when they finally declared an emergency, which I think is a bit of a I don't know what you want to call it, making people panic basically. I saw buying at the store that was just ludicrous. And thing is, most of us Alaskans that have been up here a long time are used to earthquakes and stuff, so we have a stock at home to tide us over. Or when like 9/11 hit, shut down all air flight for days, which made this place into a real mess. We're at the end of the food chain when it comes to supply lines, so you can cut Alaska off really easily, where it's not so much in the States. So stuff like that affects us pretty bad. Problem is, this panic buying is just stupid. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Felt like I was watching lemmings jumping over the edge of the cliff. But anyway, it's still kind of going on right now, but we're fine with the way we're set up. I mean, we've always been set up reasonably well to tide over at least a month or so. Anyway, this will be kind of interesting, maybe for some of you to see how I'm going to turn this into a bit of a jig to make geometry changes to the suspension. You can see how the changes are being done and why. So right now it's upside down, but I'll start rattling it apart and getting the thing kind of broken down. I made my own spring compressor, so we'll see how that works out. I just wasn't going to spend 80 bucks on one, and they're pretty much homemade anyway. More later. Well, there it is, stripped apart. I saved you the agony of watching that. There was colorful language, great gnashing of teeth, and, seized and rusted and a serious mess. Anyway, it's apart, and I'll do a next video on, probably the next video anyway, on making this into a jig and putting legs under it so I get it up off the ground, and I can assemble suspension on there and check my geometry out, be able to put a steering box on there, all the steering and everything, and turn it and check it and check my inclinations that I need to check. So I'll have to clean up a lot of this stuff. It was so rusted. hadn't been greased, of course, in a million years, and some parts just came apart and other parts had to be just beat apart. Anyway, there's the basis of my jig, finally.